Hello and welcome to the day ahead. It's Thursday, October the 16th. I'm Andrew Gagan. The local market is set to open marginally higher, with ASX futures up by just 5 points. Global stocks are mostly higher overnight, with little market moving news, while gold continued to rise on increased trade tensions between the United States and China. Investors on Wall Street are focused on quarterly earnings results, with the S&P 500 and Nasdaq gaining, while the Dow finished relatively flat. Morgan Stanley shares hit a record high, while Bank of America rose also after the top lenders beat Wall Street estimates for third quarter profit on deal-making strength. ASML reported third quarter orders and operating income above market expectations, lifted by booming AI investment. Meanwhile, Macquarie has sold its network of 50 data centres across North and South America to global infrastructure partners and the AI Infrastructure Partnership. That's a consortium including BlackRock, Nvidia and Microsoft. And that saw shares of data centre firms rise, with Applied Digital also surging. Shares in medical equipment maker Abbott fell following downbeat quarterly revenue. And Progressive Corporation fell after the insurer reported third quarter results. President Trump has said he's considering terminating some trade ties with China, singling out cooking oil, which traders and analysts said would have little impact, as such shipments had already plummeted from China over the past year. Meanwhile, FOMC member Stephen Byron has continued his push for lower interest rates, citing increased uncertainty due to US-China trade tensions, saying there's now more downside risks than there was a week ago, and I think it's incumbent upon us as policymakers to recognise that that should get reflected in policy. With the change to the balance of risks, I think it becomes even more urgent that we get to a more neutral place in policy quickly. Well, the New York Fed's manufacturing survey has risen above estimates, while the Fed's Beige Book of Regional Economic Conditions noted that little had changed over the September to October reporting period. US Treasury yields rose in choppy session. The yield on the 10-year was up to 4.04%, the 2-year advanced to 3.5%. And the US dollar index down slightly on the day. The Aussie dollar has climbed back above 65 US cents to be at 65.1. Oil prices have fallen to a 5-month low on escalating US-China trade tensions and the International Energy Agency's prediction of a supply surplus next year. Brent crude futures falling almost 1% to $62 a barrel. Copper fell more than 0.5%. Iron ore marginally lower at $105 a tonne. And gold has extended its record rally, pushing above $4,200 an ounce, aided by trade uncertainty and rate cut prospects. And spot silver is up more than 3% to another record. And Bitcoin has fallen back to trade at around 111,000 US dollars. Well, locally today we get September jobs data, and on the corporate calendar, quarterly updates are expected from AMP, Challenger and Santos, while Horizon, Stockland and Treasury One Estates are set to hold their AGMs. That is your day ahead. See you again tomorrow.